What is good, everybody? My name is Polo. Hope you're doing well. And today I am responding to Lori via the Buy Me a Coffee link in the description, who wants me to check out more of Elton John's catalog, okay? And we're going somewhere a little bit more somber, which, to be honest with you, he has a lot of music like that, and I kind of like that. And prior to starting a YouTube channel, I wasn't a big fan of Elton John. I didn't know anything about him, and I wasn't interested in any of his music. Okay, but starting a YouTube channel, you start to experience different people and their taste in music, and they kind of open your mind up to see why someone was so loved. And I'm able to see that. I'm able to see his range vocally, the way he can move you with the passion in his voice. Plus he's gifted, not touch. He's gifted vocally and on the piano. I love the way he plays the piano, and I love the choice in music that they decided to put out, because everything that I've reacted to from Elton John has been hot fire. All right. But the one we're diving into today is a little bit more somber. The song is titled Indian Sunset. And I'm going to read a little bit about it, because I was reading the comments on it, and this song got a lot of people in their emotions. I haven't listened to it yet, but I wanted to read a little bit for those of you who will be listening to it for the first time like me, although many of you may already know this song. So let me go ahead and get into it. It's Indian Sunset, written by Elton John and lyricist Bernie Taupin, is a bleak first-person narrative told from the voice of a Native American man who has been forced off his land. Stripped of his culture and left behind by broken government promises, quietly facing the end of his life in poverty and despair, the song confronts the reality of a broken treaties, forced assimilation, and cultural erasure without offering comfort or redemption, which makes it feel less like a dramatic sad song and more like a final confession from someone whose entire way of life has been taken from him. Its restrained, almost calm delivery intensifies the weight of the story, and that realism, if that's how you say that word, the sense of being forgotten rather than simply losing something, is why this song hits so deeply and often brings listeners to tears. Okay. Now, as someone who has a pretty dark past, a dark childhood, I tend to gravitate toward loving music, but I also can relate to really, really tragic music, really dark music. So it's right up my alley. It doesn't necessarily put me in a really sad mood, but it feels good because, I don't know, maybe I can just relate to the person that's singing it. And who else better than Elton John? Because that's been a common theme of much of the music I've reacted to him. It's always pretty deep and pretty thoughtful. So yeah. And also, I'm gonna keep doing this because I know not everybody watches my videos. Everybody that subscribes. So I want to say thank you guys for the 100,000 subscribers, as well as the plaque just came in today. And it's a lot smaller than the one behind me, all right, as I've stated in the other videos as well on Patreon. And yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching my videos. You could be watching any video in the world right now, but you're watching mine, so thank you. Before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share this video with music lovers to help the channel grow. I genuinely appreciate it. And also, most of the music gets blocked or isn't monetized, so this is a subscriber funded show. So by buying a coffee, hitting the Cash App, subscribing to Patreon, or all these different things, Venmo, that link is in the description, and it helps keep the channel going. Okay, so with that being said, let's get right into the music and see what this is about. I am not a crying YouTuber, so don't be expecting that in this video. Okay, if that happens, no one knows about it. Although one guy was able to get me to cry. I'll admit this to you guys. On my main channel, he had a video, and it was about a dad losing his son. I'm a father, and I wasn't expecting it. I put the video up long enough for him to see it, and then I took it down. All right, I took it down. So one was able to get me emotional via music, which was shocking. That emotional anyway, but I'm not the type of person that wears his emotions on his sleeve in real life. Typically my music listening is done somewhere alone with my headphones on and no one around me, or in my truck. One of that's typically how it works. But doing it in front of a camera, and I'm extremely camera shy, although you guys can't seem to tell. But my original goal was to be behind the camera, not in front of it. But I couldn't find anyone to film, so I stopped procrastinating for 10 years and then finally decided to put out a video. But that's enough of me rambling. Let's go ahead and get into this one.
As I awoke this evening with the wood smoke slowly clinging, like a gentle cobweb hanging upon a painted teepee. Oh, I went to see my chieftain with my war lance and my woman, for he told us that the yellow moon would very soon be leaving. Oh, this I can't believe, I said. I can't believe our warlord's dead. Oh, we would not leave the chosen ones to the buzzards and the soldiers' guns. Oh, great father of the Iroquois, ever since I was young, I've read the writing of the smoke and breastfed on the sound of drums. I've learned to hurl the tomahawk and ride a painted pony wild, to run the gauntlet of the Sioux, to make a chieftain's daughter mine. And now you ask that I should watch the red man's race be slowly crushed. What kind of words are these to hear from Yellow Dog, whom a white man feared?
Oh my gosh. I always say that Elton John, when I listen to a lot of artists who play the piano, he's one of my favorites when it comes to that, because he brings so much passion. I even felt it growing the piano as the song was progressing, as he was bringing the intensity up. He would play even stronger. It's the way he plays. You can really feel it, on top of his voice being able to move you when he tells a story. Okay. There is a stereotype amongst a large percentage of black people that, that think a certain way, that most white people had something to do with slavery and with a lot of different things. And they don't realize that a lot of people, that everyone is not a monolith, and this song is an example of someone writing a story. He's not Indian. I don't think. I don't think Indian. I don't think he's Indian. But just like Bob Dylan, there are good people that did not agree with a lot of the atrocities that happened in the past. And the same way that the reverse side of that, where people think that all black people are a certain type of way, or all white people are a certain type of way. It's the most ignorant way of thinking. I've never agreed with that. And when you listen to a lot of different music from different artists that have a heart and that tell these stories, and they tell it with such passion and emotion that that they genuinely feel something for those people, as far as Indians who, millions of them just wiped off the planet Earth, whereas not that many of them in comparison to, other races. But yeah, he does he did in this post exactly what I thought he would do in this performance, which was be able to move me emotionally with the piano and with his vocals.
I take only what is mine, Lord. My pony, my score, and my child. Oh, I can't stay here to see you die, along with my tribe's pride. I go to search for the yellow moon and the fathers of our sons, where the red sun sings in the hills of gold and the healing waters run. Trembling down the prairie roads, leaving hoof tracks in the sand. Those who wish to follow me,
Oh man, the vocals on this guy.
I welcome with my hands. I heard from passing renegades, Geronimo was dead.
And I won't pretend that I didn't play a role in some ignorance at one point in my life, because if you played these vocals to me and I didn't know Elton John's voice, I told you I didn't grow up listening to him, I would have thought it was a brother, 100%. All right. Where was my sound here? Like the way he does his runs, the way the soul that spews out of him when he sings, I would have thought it was a black dude 100%. Okay. We didn't know, wasn't exposed to it. We live in our own different pockets, our own different worlds. I've seen him on the award shows and wearing the shiny glasses, and the shiny jackets and the glasses. I didn't know if he was blind or whatever, because I don't think I've ever seen him without his glasses. But I would have thought he was a black dude. All right, with that. But I've since learned from reacting to tons of music. Okay, there's a lot of people full of soul that do not have melanin. All right, let's keep it going.
He'd been laying down his weapons when they filled him full of lead.
Oh my gosh! See, on the Donny Hathaway side of the game.
His weapons when they filled him full of lead.
Jeez. Beautiful.
Now there seems no reason why I should carry on in this land that once was my land. I can't find a home. It's lonely and it's quiet, and the horse soldiers are coming. And I think it's time I strung my bow and cease my senseless running. For soon I'll find the yellow moon along with my where the buffaloes graze in clover fields without the sound of guns, and the red sun sinks at last into the hills of gold, and peace to this young warrior comes with a bullet hole.
My goodness. Oh my goodness. Flawless performance, okay? Just the stars of old, okay? They didn't seem nervous, and they were supremely talented, okay? You know, multi-talented, not just the ability to sing a song flawlessly like that, but play the piano that way, you know, on top of the song being incredible. You know, it's my first time hearing it, and it felt like you were watching a live play. You know, him telling an entire story, telling a movie, so to speak, a heartfelt movie. Um, yeah, no complaints. Shout out to Lori on Buy Me a Coffee that sent in the request for this one. As Elton John's catalog, I've been slowly, you know, chopping my way through different songs that you guys find, you know, you pick your favorites that you want to see my reaction to. And yeah, this definitely makes me like him even more so, more than I did, if that's even possible. You know, I can appreciate the talent. And this is definitely something I can see myself listening to again, you know, in case you're wondering. But yeah, you know, it kind of like, it makes you think, you know, I wonder, just you know, an intrusive thought, how Native Americans feel about the record. You know, if there's any of you that happen to be watching my channel, you know, you know, like, is it something you listen to? Do you get emotional? You know, I'm just curious. But yeah, that's what I got for you guys today. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, hit that notification bell, that good stuff. And yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. Peace.